various topics. Dance music news.
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but Clarity is pretty popular by Zed. I don't know if you guys have heard that song before.
Zed? Who's Zed?
Yeah, who's that?
Zed? Zed?
Yeah. So that just went
Zeddy?
that just went platinum in the US.
Whoa, congratulations,
Yeah.
Zed.
So
Very quickly, while we're on the subject of going platinum, doing some fact checking here, did you know there are only 3 songs that sold over 8 million copies?
Individual songs.
are you talking about ever?
Not ever. This is maybe ever.
I mean, that's a lot. I wouldn't,
8 million?
that's 8 times platinum. That's a lot. Not that many people are going to do that.
Well, the ones I've listed here are
It's like Michael Jackson
Candle
shit.
in the Wind by Elton John.
Okay.
I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas.
No.
Fuck me.
And We Are the World by Michael Jackson / everyone.
Oh, right.
That
Okay,
song's
yeah.
like 80 people.
You don't
AIDS.
know.
AIDS.
You don't know.
These are 8 million. These are over 8 million physical copies of the song sold, not downloads, which is even crazier.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, they used to sell physical copies of music?
except for the Black Eyed Peas one's digital, but all, the other 2 are physical.
Whoa, that was crazy. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Wait,
For
so
Zed.
all right,
Zed's been killing it.
so it just went platinum. Wait, has like Skrillex gone platinum?
I don't know. So
Dude, according to this, no.
No.
So according to I think it was Dancing Astronaut actually that I got this from, and according to them, the only other dance tracks like of late to go platinum are "Can't Stop Me" by Afrojack, "Hello" by Martin Solveig, and "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk. Which
Those are on like new songs.
I mean they're
too.
all like, and the thing is, Clarity's like on the radio now. It's on like top 40
Oh, yeah.
radio. So
I love it when
and
it's on
all those
radio.
other songs were too, So "Hello" and "Get Lucky." I don't know if I've heard "Can't Stop Me" on top 40 radio, but it's still really popular.
How often?
No. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Skrillex did go platinum.
I don't
Scary
know.
Monsters and Nice Sprites.
Oh, it did.
See, that's what I thought.
It did
That would
wait-
have to go platinum. I feel
David
like.
Guetta, Titanium went platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
But is this in the U.S. that you're reading?
Mm,
Because this is in the U.S. that we're talking about. Because fuck all the other countries in the
Right?
world.
yeah, fuck all those-
USA,
definitely fuck all those countries.
USA.
Yeah.
It's hard to
They don't
tell.
even have a million
I'm
people in
ass-
other countries.
I'm assuming that this is
You don't know.
David Guetta, Titanium, Ellie Goulding, Lights, Alex Clare, Too Close. This doesn't seem like.
Wait, are you
Alright.
just reading like the
Okay.
No, these are songs that have gone platinum.
or Billboard Music Awards? That's what that is, right?
Feel So Close by Calvin Harris. I think it's
Right.
the UK.
Yeah, you must be looking at the
This is
UK.
UK.
Fuck that.
Anyway,
Those numbers don't matter because
while we're on the
'Cause they use
subject,
the metric system.
yeah, right? It's different. So while we're on the subject of Skrillex, his Essential Mix was the most played piece of content in BBC Radio 1 history.
That is awesome. That fucking
Really?
America took over.
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, have you guys listened to his
Residual
Essential
for the
Mix?
July Spirit.
Yeah. Have you guys listened to his Essential Mix?
I have not.
It's like so many different genres. That's like
Yeah.
that was like the big deal about it. He played
When-
it.
when-
There was a lot of stuff on there that people didn't expect him to.
When did that happen?
This was like a month ago.
Probably something. Maybe a little less than that, but something like that about a month ago.
Yeah.
Which is quick too. If it was, it's already the most played piece of content.
Yes,
I mean,
that
they have
is
stuff that's been
very
out
quick.
for 10 years probably.
Well,
so.
that was actually really smart because he hasn't officially released anything recently, right?
Officially
As
released? No,
Skrillex.
yeah, as Skrillex.
As Skrillex.
He did that YouTube release a while back that
The-
was like all like deep bass shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it under Skrillex? Yeah, but it was a while
it was
back, and
Skrillex, yeah.
for a while, he was just like, he had all these songs, just putting out a ton of music.
Yeah.
Now he's like kind of like hanging low, and yeah, congratulations,
Yeah.
Skrillex.
Yeah. Good. That's good.
It's good.
So.
What else we got? What else we got for news?
We
What about
got.
here's some Twitter beefs. It's been a while.
All right. Well, Afrojack and Deadmau5 are at it again.
What?
Afrojack was
Aw,
part of.
shit.
Yeah. So Afrojack was part of the EDM Biz conference, which was awesome, as we talked about last or
I
2 weeks
know,
ago.
with Marcus K. Dowling
Yeah.
at Marcus K.
Marcus
Dowling.
with the CK Dowling. Yeah. So basically, Afrojack said, "If you make good music, you succeed. If you don't, you won't." And all
Very
and
inspiring
all the
quote.
artists on the panel agreed. And
Of course.
And of course, Deadmau5's response was: Step 1, make good 128 BPM tracks. Step 2, succeed. Step 3, step 4, profit.
Come on, that's kind of awesome.
So I mean, this is like.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, I totally agree.
Deadmau5 is such an asshole about shit like that.
yeah.
That's
But
what
like-
that's what Afrojack
what
called about.
makes
for
him
that,
an
but-
asshole is that he's like always a little
He's
bit right.
right.
But
I mean,
then
he's not
also,
wrong.
He's a little bit right, and he's also a little bit like shut the fuck up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but always like everything he says is like that. Like, and that's kind of why I like him, because he's that dude like sitting in the back that's like like chimes in at the worst moment.
I mean,
I feel like he's like that kid in class, you know, when you were like in middle school and they would just like be cool, and then all of a sudden they would fucking act out in a really bizarre way, and it always made people feel awkward, you know, because there was like some underlying problem that we never really understood.
That's definitely Deadmau5 to a T, like some underlying emotional
Yeah.
issues. He's like a self-hating producer / DJ.
Yeah.
yeah,
So you know,
yeah. I mean,
Go
Afrojack's responses were pretty funny. It was just like
What'd he say?
He said, "Good as in you like it, you're happy. Stop with the fucking crying already. And if you really want out, I'm not stopping you."
they should have a millionaire fight where they throw money at each other, like balls of money at each other, and whoever.
And then they say whoever makes good music can come and pick it up afterwards.
Right.
Winning.
Dude, I love Afrojack's responses were like, oh my god. He says, so he tells Deadmau5, he's like, you know, he says like, you're one of the most talented like producers like in terms of sound quality, and then he says cases 99% of the world doesn't hear the difference between shitty engineering and professor shit. I don't know why he said professor. I think he meant professional, but it's cool. He doesn't. It's
cool.
English isn't his
I
first
don't know, man.
language.
Afrojack sounds kind of dumb.
Whatever.
I mean,
Aw.
you know, he's Dutch, so whatever.
Dude, he went platinum though.
Did you ever go platinum, Mr. Lightwaves?
Yeah.
Did
It
he
was
go
good
platinum
music.
in Deutschland, or did he go platinum
In the U.S. Can't stop me now.
Oh, Deutschland. I'm being told by my fact checker that Deutschland is in Germany. It is Germany.
It's in Germany.
What the fuck?
Dude, let's go to Deutschland, Germany.
Oh my god.
The capital of Germany.
Yeah, let's play a song and then we'll do more.
Okay.
We'll do more news.
I got a song.
should we play?
You got a song?
Yeah, I got a song.
What song is it?
It's by this guy named Lil Silva.
Does he mean silver?
It could mean silver, but he says it in the cool way. Silva.
Is he a rapper?
No. This is like no. This is like I don't really. This is some sort of house music. I think it's got like acid house influences.
Oh,
but
I just found out that Afrojack is younger than me.
Yeah, dude.
Duh.
He's fucking younger
he
than
just
you.
looks way older.
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna play some Lil Silva.
Well, Jan sits here and thinks about his life.
Yeah.
1 year younger than me.
Consider your life, Jan.
Make Dutch house.
Yeah. 128 sounds like everything else.
Success.
Good music.
Success.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
here we go.
Lil Silva, song's called No Doubt, featuring Rosie Lowe.
Cuff Radio. Very cool.
I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been searching for. I say, don't let them doubt what you've been working for. Don't let
was cool. I wasn't expecting that based on the name. What was his name?
Lil Silva.
Yeah, I was not expecting like
Yeah.
like house based. I was like I thought it was gonna be like a Meek Mill situation.
No, yeah. Anyone with Lil, but maybe should change his name.
That's tight. Word, thanks, Jackie.
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
just chilling vibes, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jackie, check your shit. Air.
Oops, that was probably another Lil Silva track. That's awesome. All right, so some more news. Flux Pavilion, everyone's favorite, is no longer on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Vine. It's actually kind of a funny story. Well, basically,
decide to get healthy?
he says his reason
Oh
is...
my God, is he gonna go to the gym now?
Damn, man.
What?
That's just mean.
It is not mean.
Anyway.
He's out of shape.
Take care of yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Take care of yourself.
He's English. Can't help it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Racist.
So anyway, basically, he says he's going to stop so he can, stop wasting his time on social media, instead focus on making music. But he says one of the reasons that really triggered it is a couple of reasons. One person said to him, which I guess is sort of stuck in his mind, is that you're only as good as your last track, which is you could say that. That's cool.
That's true.
But also, he was on Vine. He posted a Vine video that he thought was particularly good, apparently. And the comment was, "Your Vine sucks." and so he thought to himself, maybe it's not as cool as I thought it was, and that I'm wasting my time. So it literally some trolls comment that you suck.
It made him
made
have
him
a sad moment.
Made him
Wow.
quit. Basically, he thought to himself, "Am I only as good as my last Vine?" And then he was like, maybe I should quit all this shit.
What the? That is really weird.
Whatever. I mean, whatever his reason is, it's sort of a silly reason, but whatever.
It's weird. Okay.
I hope he dyes his head
Here's
black.
the thing. It's weird that he had to quit everything. By quit, you mean he deleted everything?
Oh no, I mean it's not forever. I'm sure he didn't delete his stuff. He's just not going to use it. It's just not going to be active.
Here's what I don't get. Why does he need to make an announcement like that?
Just so people don't think he died or something. I don't know. People on Facebook and Twitter, fans and stuff, are like he was afraid he was going to upset his fan base by not, letting them know what he's doing all the time. So just let everyone know.
Wait, how old is he again? He's young.
He also made news by doing this, so his name's out there, I guess.
I know.
So
we're
it helps
talking
with that.
about it.
I mean, you hear stuff like this where someone's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tweet anymore for a while," or whatever. But usually it's because they get in trouble of some sort, where they tweeted the wrong thing.
There's a grander thing going on, and it's
right.
we're all like, yeah, you should take a break. But this is really weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Cool.
Hopefully he'll make something awesome.
Or maybe
You guys see the latest?
Maybe he'll make another bass cannon.
You see that latest Flux Pavilion video where he's DJing by the pool?
No.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome though.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I like
he
it
looks
already.
great, right?
It's not.
Does he take his shirt off and jump in the pool?
It's people hanging out in LA and jumping in the pool, and then he's fully clothed on the side of the pool. DJing,
covered
but
in sunscreen.
When the drop comes, he's headbangs a little bit. It's really cool. You guys should all check
Does he
it
flip
out.
his hair?
Oh man.
Yeah. So you guys are nerds, right? You guys play with action figures?
Yes.
Did you hear that there's going to be Daft Punk action figures?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really? I like that.
This company called Badai, B-A-D.
Oh my God,
AI.
Bandai, you motherfucker!
See, I don't know this
my
shit.
You motherfucker!
What is it? Explain it to me. What is it?
Bandai.
What is it?
They made Power Rangers, dude.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All right.
didn't they also help produce cartoons and shit?
Yeah, I mean,
Bandai
All right. Well, this
Productions?
is your fucking. I don't know.
Did you just set us up?
Yeah, I set you guys
I feel
up.
like he's trolling.
Boom.
I know, you literally just set us up.
Yeah, no, they're making Daft Punk action figures, and they're going to be $45 each, limited time.
Bandai's the world's third largest producer of toys after Mattel and Hasbro, man.
Well, they're fucking slacking. Mattel and Hasbro are my shit.
Barbies all day.
Yeah.
Did you see Barbie's new butt?
Wait, really?
Barbie's new
Seriously,
butt?
she's got a donk on her. It's ridiculous.
Is it a twerk butt?
It's bigger. It's like
Holy
Nicki
shit.
Minaj butt.
Holy,
Tight.
are you kidding?
I'm
Is
not
it?
kidding.
It's
Look
plastic
it up.
then?
It's plastic.
Like Nicki Minaj's?
I don't think that mic is on. I don't think that.
Dragon Ball.
Go ahead.
Hannah,
Dragon Ball
ask
and
your
Dragon Ball
question
Z.
again.
That's Bandai.
There we go. Oh, so that's how we
Gundam.
Dude,
Godzilla.
hell yeah, that's right.
Beetleborgs.
Yeah, nerds.
Zoids.
Sailor Moon, Power
Zoids.
Rangers.
Yeah. That's I can see the logo.
Yeah.
The old school logo. It
Ooh,
was like,
also
Bandai.
unexpected, The Tick.
Really?
That's a weird one.
That was kind of a cool show,
I
actually.
know.
I kind of
it was
remember
a
that
cool
one.
show. It was like a cult classic.
It was a tick.
Solid, like what?
It was a
One or
tick.
two seasons of that, maybe.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
now they are creating Daft Punk action figures, which I support.
If you look at
That is fun.
there's a few images of
weird.
it, and they have them, and it's like set up in different poses. Pretty hilarious. One of them is like both of them holding peace signs.
I
Like this.
wish.
No.
This is going to expose nerdiness more. I wish
pretty hilarious.
Todd McFarlane had made, the guy who makes like Spawn action figures and shit like that, I wish he had made Daft Punk action figures.
They look pretty cool. I mean, it just looks. They look
There's still time.
like them.
There's still time.
There's
It looks
still time.
exactly like the promo pictures that I've seen.
All right. So fictional characters.
Maybe you can take off
named
their
Daft
masks.
Punk. Doubt
I mean,
it.
all I'm going to do is just make them like fake have sex with each other. like I
Vine
do.
videos. Yeah, that's
Oh my
actually
god, that's
good.
so true. People are gonna go nuts
Brilliant.
with these.
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
All right. Oh, what is this news about Nicky Romero?
Oh yeah, Nicky Romero. I don't think it's too serious, but he was ill for a little bit.
Yo, that shit was ill.
Yeah, not sick. He was ill. Yeah, he was ill, so he had to cancel some tour dates. He even had to stop producing for a little while.
You know-
Basically, it sounded like he was basically on bed rest.
I saw a picture of him, I think like yesterday or something, and I used to make fun of Nicky Romero because he had like flabby arms and he would be like fist pumping to like thousands of people and his fucking arms would jiggle.
Paige,
and
he's just trying to work his arms out.
I know,
Give him a
right?
break.
I know.
You do
Well,
the same thing,
anyways, so
minus
I
the jiggle.
You don't know. You don't know.
Well, I saw this picture and he was, looked like really like gout and.
Can
gross.
we
talk about
rewind the tape for a second?
rewind?
And want to point out that these action figures are not by, they are made by Bandai, but they are made by Bandai's premium collectors label.
Oh,
It's like the
shit.
black label of Bandai.
Wow.
It's called Tamashii Nations. It's the premium action figure modeler. They're 15 centimeters tall. They're out in November. Price is to be determined.
Out in
They do
November,
look super fucking
just
cool.
in time for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Those are 6 inches if you're
They look
wondering.
very, very cool.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Now that I know they're premium collector's editions, I want them. Before I was like, oh, whatever now.
Well, you're gonna have to put them on your Hanukkah list.
They do look really, really fucking awesome.
They
They do
really
look
do.
at if you
Extremely
look at
cool.
I feel like so
They
the
made them
pictures I
less
saw,
stout and fat.
if you
and
take a
they're more
close-up
like-
picture, it just looks like Daft Punk. Like if you take the picture right, so you can't see the scale
Dude,
of
that
it.
is like fucking sick for $40.
Right.
I'm not gonna
Dude,
lie.
you can move their fingers into like the rock
Right.
horns position, which is
Right.
all that really matters. So,
Or the shocker.
or the shocker.
Right. Oh,
That's probably their favorite.
can't wait to find.
They have their little.
I mean, they are
jacket- They have their
French.
little jackets. Oh.
Yeah.
Tight. Right on.
Anyway, sorry, Nico Romero, flabby arms.
Hey, Nicky Romero was sick.
And then we don't know
but
what.
he canceled. I forget what it was. It was some really weird like illness I've never heard of.
European disease.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with it's like a
Bird flu.
European disease.
It was hysteria. He suffers from hysteria.
Yeah, but he said he's
That'd
gonna
be
be
a good
okay.
Onion article,
and-
like Nicky Romero suffering from hysteria, but it's just a normal DJ set, and they think he has some condition. We're being so mean today.
We're
being
not.
mean.
We're not.
straight hate today.
I know. All right. Let's we're gonna start getting into the drugs and EDM and rave and plur
Yay.
music section. We're gonna play a Magic Armor song, who is going to help us with a discussion. He is in Detroit and was there, when the rave scene first started, and he'll explain it, but everyone was doing drugs and it wasn't a secret, and it was part of why rave got like a bad name. So this song is called Gotham.
Cuff Radio. song, Paige?
Wait, sorry, we're in a really precarious situation with all these chords. All right, there you go. All right, that was Magic Armor.
It's gonna play the next song, you know.
Oh fuck,
Yeah, learn.
bitch, don't kill my vibe. Hello, Peter. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, tight.
What's up, Peter? How's it going?
Can you? I don't think.
What's going on?
Oh, did he's fuck.
Hello? Cuff Radio, everyone.
Cuff radio. Cuff radio. We're really good at phone interviews. It works like magic.
Phone interview number 2.
All right, Magic Armor.
Yes.
So, we just played Gotham, and Jackson was
Yeah.
wondering what genre.
Not that I care. I'm just curious how would you
He
how you
does
would
care.
how you
He
would
let-
describe it.
It's tight. He thought it was cool, so he does care.
No, but I don't care too much about genres. Is my point. But
He's just embarrassed that he wants to know.
Genre?
what do you call that? Or is it just magic
it's what
armor?
I don't. What I call when people ask me, I'm like, it's pretty much like some dreamy trap music. You know, I
Okay.
love lo-fi music. I love dreamwave. I love trap music. And
Okay.
I'm just trying to do something a little different.
Yeah.
I hear that. Okay. That's a good description, actually.
Right on. So you're in Detroit, and you grew up there?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in the city. Born and bred. I've been here almost like 30 years.
All right. So we need your...
Great city, by the way. We get a lot of people, but it's an amazing city.
Yeah.
I have heard that actually. I have a former coworker who loves going to Detroit. It's like his favorite place.
Oh, it's great. We got great art, great music, little scene. You know, a little dangerous, but you know, what makes it fun.
So, did you happen to read that statement that Cascade made on his Tumblr in response to the LA Times, kind of like pretty much like bashing, I can never say his name, Pasquartella?
Yeah, the owner of Insomniac Events. But what did he say?
So the LA Times was basically saying, like, you suck. These 14 people have died in EDM festivals over the past, couple years, and it's all your fault. And then Cascade's response was basically, that's not how it is anymore. You can't hold like a single promoter responsible for what people decide to do at festivals, and it's not like the same like drug-induced culture that it used to be like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I mean, it's still a drug-induced culture. I mean, nobody's going to a festival for 3 days and ain't on some type of drug, okay?
I completely agree with you. I mean, I think Cascade has been behind the DJ booth for so long that he hasn't been in the crowd in a really long time.
Yeah.
And just doesn't it almost is disconnected.
It's just part of the. I mean, it does go hand in hand with the culture. I don't care. There's always going to be people who are very clean, don't do any of that type of stuff. But for the most part, I mean, it's there. It's always going to be there. It's in all the genres. Elk festivals. There's always going to be those cats. I mean, people have been dying in. People were getting stabbed at Woodstock back in the day by Hell's Angels. I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
And A-Track wrote that piece for, I think it was Huffington Post a little bit ago, talking about drugs and rap music and how it's become like a topic that artists or rap music artists are bringing up in their songs and sort of like romanticizing it a bit, but it's like obviously a problem because drugs do end up killing people, and because it's not like it's not a legal market, so it's not regulated in any way. That's part of the problem. But A-Track was saying that no one is willing to have like an open discussion about drugs for whatever reason. Like, who is it who had a seizure?
At you're talking about at the Paradiso Festival?
No, the rapper. What's his
Oh,
name?
Lil Wayne?
Yeah, Lil Wayne he kept having seizures, and they never like said that it was from drugs or anything, but it was.
Yeah, it's because he's drinking so much lean, and you know what? He constantly has those seizures. What I don't understand is why should I feel bad for you if you constantly have these seizures, you know what you're doing. Stop drinking purple drink, you know, like
Right. And then,
promethazine, like it's weird. Like nobody does have drugs because it's something that's readily like swept under the carpet. Old people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
so back like 10 years ago, you know, when Plura was like not as fucking dreamy as it is being marketed now. What I don't know, describe like what was going on and why what am I trying to say?
Why don't you describe like, you know, what the scene was like and why it sort of got the rap that it has today, kind of, if you can.
Well, in the city, or in Detroit at least, there was a lot of raves. Like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and there was raves like even before then, but that was the time I was coming up. And a lot of kids could go who couldn't get into the club because they weren't old enough. They could go to like, you know, spots in Detroit. There was always 3 or 4 spots. They would have parties Friday and Saturday. You'd have to go to a record store, grab a flyer, and, you know, call the number at 10, get the address. And it was just all these young kids, like a lot of kids who couldn't get into the club, and a lot of them weren't drinkers, you know. So when you go down to these parties, there would always be tons of drugs, like you could readily available, easy to find, easy. You could go there with whatever your drug of choice is, find it or sell it there and make a bunch of money and listen to some good music. There was always so many amazing DJs in Detroit at that time that you could go down the street and see Richie Houghton play, or then you could go up like one city up to Hamtramck and go to like Motor Lounge, which was like this famous electronic nightclub back in the day, and go see like Paul Oakenfold or just all these old school DJs. And the drugs are just everywhere. I mean, there's so many subsets of like kids in the scene that everybody had something, and it was just a place for young kids to go and, you know, cut loose on the weekend, you know. Like clubbers would show up after the bars closed, and it just propelled the scene. I mean, you know, you don't want a lot of kids ain't gonna stay up till 5, 6 in the morning and listening to like house music, electronic music, unless they have something to stimulate them with. And granted, there was a bunch of kids who would come to any of the drugs, few and far in between.
So there were some people that didn't do them, but most of the time it was
all the time.
So this is how I'm picturing it, and when you brought up getting flyers at record stores and like finding out about shows, that like was like a flashback for me. I was like, wow, that is totally what happened. Drugs are a lot easier for kids to get than
legal drugs like alcohol.
Yeah. Way easier.
Yeah, I mean,
because you can't walk in any liquor store. You got to get an old cat to go buy you beer when you're younger, or get a fake ID. I don't even know how that's possible nowadays. But back then, and still to this day, it's like you go to a place where you know there's a drug culture built in, and you know that you can feel safe buying something. I mean, and the chances are you might get ripped off, but you don't want to be some bunk drugs. But for the most part, it's like the drugs are going to be there, and that's kind of a reason some of the cats go, is just because they're like, they don't know drugs. But a lot of like the white suburban kids who grew up in like rich neighborhoods who didn't have hooks, they're like, well, I can go down to this party and maybe spend $10, $15 to get in, and I can just buy all my drugs for the next week there.
Yeah.
So literally what? Oh, sorry, Jan.
No, I was just gonna say that. Ironically, this kind of ties into. This kind of ties into like the rise of like things like bottle service at clubs too, which is sort of related to sort of like a modern day EDM thing, because I was reading an article a while back about how as drugs in clubs became more popular and people stopped buying alcohol because kids would come like rolling to these clubs. These clubs couldn't make any money on alcohol. And then like over time...
That cost $10.
Right, and then over time, they evolved into this like bottle service culture where they could charge like a shitload of money for alcohol based on like a cultural status thing, as opposed to kids just coming and buying beer because now they're all rolling on drugs. So it's all kind of weirdly related in terms of like the cycle of like bottle service, drug culture, club music, and like
the economics of it.
The economics of the whole thing is really convoluted, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah. So, I think, Peter, what you just described that was happening like 10 years ago is still happening now. And actually, Cascade said that the EDM scene now isn't what it was 10 years ago, and specifically described how back in the day, you know, you would have to go find like an empty warehouse, and you would just like go there, and then there was just like, you know, completely illegal, and there's nothing legal about the situation. And he's acting as though that doesn't happen anymore, which isn't true. Like, just last year, I was in a shitty space like that. Like, no air conditioning, no bathrooms, fucking, there was like no alcohol. Everyone was literally just doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They still go on. I mean, I still, when I go into record stores, not like same old record stores in Detroit, like I'll still see the flyers on like the little booth that they always have in the same corner. It'll be like, you know, whatever, Glow Party 5 or whatever, and it'll be like, call this number. And it's just, you know, it's easy for some kid who doesn't want to rent out a bar and he knows he can get a bunch of young kids to come, to go, at least in Detroit, go get an abandoned building because there's thousands of them, and go rent it out, or just do it guerrilla style, get a sound system, get a lighting company to come in, get some graphic designer to make the flyers. And especially now with the internet, it's funny because when I was going to parties back in the day, the internet was there, but it wasn't like it is now.
Right.
So you couldn't just go on a website, find something. You had to like call like this answer machine. And we had parties get busted all the time. We threw a party under the, I didn't, but we had parties under the Ambassador Bridge at the Packard plant in Detroit, which is one of the biggest abandoned warehouses you've ever seen. And there's like scrap metal everywhere. The roof is caving in, and, you know, cops might come, they might not come. It really depends on the city. I don't know what it's like in a lot of other major metropolitan cities, but in Detroit, there's a lot of abandoned warehouses, and the cops really normally don't really care about anything that you're doing unless you're beating someone to death on the streets.
yeah.
But, I mean, I remember back in the day, kids would drop all the time. It was either from, you know, a drug overdose or two people having problems with other people. There's a lot of shady characters who used to throw parties.
So do you think
the Russian mob used to
but-
throw crazy parties in Detroit all the time?
And that's also,
It's
you know,
really like-
that's why I think it's like misguided to think that this stuff doesn't happen anymore. The crowd has changed a lot in the past 10 years. Now kids that are listening to, so, you know, quote unquote dance music are like privileged, like, you know, white kids paying a shitload of money to go to festivals.
Well, it's reached the mainstream. So now it's not like an underground scene. Now it's like pop culture is Molly, or pop culture is doing ecstasy. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a
yeah,
secret. You know, it's not unspoken or anything like
Used
that.
so much with other stuff.
It's all really.
It's a lot more broad-based now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time, whenever I go
You got
to,
rappers.
Yeah. Would you say it like helped grow the scene, like the drug culture, or do you think it hurt it, or do you think it, you know, was just there?
It's always there. It's always been there. I mean, any big movement always has drug cultures attached to it at some point. At least when it comes to music or art.
Especially music, yeah.
I think it's so weird that Cascade is acting so oblivious.
Well,
and
he's liable for a lot of this. You know, it's like if he says, "Oh yeah, they're doing tons of drugs all the time at my shows."
But here's the thing: he went out of his way to say that.
Well, he's trying to save his name, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, everyone's fucking doing drugs, man.
I mean, doing drugs at music, it's been there forever. I mean, I know like it used to be more amphetamines just kind of to keep you going all night. And then like, you know, acid came out and that was huge, and Molly and all that.
Yeah.
But
Peter, I need to know, are people wearing UFO pants still?
Oh, no, not anymore. Not anymore, honey. You have no idea. I used to, when I was younger, when I used to go to these parties,
Wait, hello?
stuff too, and they always had racks of UFO pants. And I remember being like, yeah, in 5-10 years, people are going to look back at this and be like, why was I wearing these, you know? Like, and I know some cats who are all like, oh, I still got my UFO pants. I don't wear them, but I still got them. I'm like, you need to burn those, brother.
I can't believe they would admit that they still have them.
dude, I saw someone wearing UFO pants like a year
man,
ago.
I don't know how old y'all are, but if you were old enough, you either rock some UFOs or some Jankos. I mean, you thought you were
Jankos.
dressing cool back in the day, but you weren't. Nobody was. And, like, that was the worst part, too. Like, back in the day, there'd always be club kids who kind of, like, dressed like mod goth kids. And then there'd be, like, all the plur kids. And the plur kids were horrible. All rocked, like, neon everything and bracelets. And,
Yep.
oh, man, they were horrible, horrible people.
There was a website recently. Was it Beatport or someone that showed like ravers back in the day and ravers now? Like they put these pictures side by
Oh
side.
yeah.
And it was pretty funny. It's like similar, like you see where it comes from now, but it's like way more over the top and way more like
I'll tell you,
sexy-ish.
the
but
difference
not.
I see in ravers now to ravers back in the day is ravers now pretty much dress the same, except for the women. They dress apparently a lot sluttier, from what I can tell. Like it's pretty much the same clothes, just a lot less of it.
Yeah.
Like I go to shows every once in a while, like electronic shows, and I see like these plur kids, and they're dressed in like girls at least are like in bras and like
Literally bras.
like and I see the appeal from it from a guy standpoint because I was a young kid and I saw that I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to these shows every night. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
No, yeah.
but you know, kids these days.
That's the thing. It's not that much different. It's just that it's more acceptable. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
I don't
for the
think
most
it is
part,
that different.
That seems to be a good thing. Like I'm glad electronic, like I'm glad a lot of electronic musicians are getting bigger shows, and it used to not be like this, which you could only go to like a rave to go see somebody like Richie Hawtin or Terrence Tucker or any of these cats, and now it's like these guys play festivals and all this stuff. And
Right.
trust me, I'm at the movement festival here, so when Memorial Day comes up and I got to go to Hart Plaza to see all these kids. I'm taken back every year. I'm just like, Jesus.
But see, that's the thing. Like, ultimately, you just want to fucking party,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that goal has not changed. At least for
No,
like
yeah.
people that are like
Kids are there.
normal people that go to festivals. So
Normal people.
normal people.
I don't know if normal people go. Like I said, who goes to a 3-day festival? Like, who wants to camp out at a 3-day festival?
Dude,
You have to be on drugs.
Fucking crazy
Bros.
people.
Dude, people that have normal lives and want to get fucked up and blow like close to $1,000 on going to a festival because their
Right?
life is shitty.
Insane.
All right, well, we're running out of time here. But thank you so much for letting us know what the hell's going on in Detroit, which is like kind of like the grandfather of this whole scene, if you know what I mean.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you tell us where your your SoundCloud and Twitter and Facebook and all that is?
Yeah, I don't mess with Facebook because it's a little too much for. I don't know. It's a little too. I don't know. Whatever. I don't got Facebook, but you can find me on Twitter at Magic Armor. You can find me on SoundCloud at Magic Armor. Instagram is Magic Armor. It's all Magic Armor, baby.
Perfect.
That's
Really
right.
easy. All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me
All
on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so
Have a great
much.
show, y'all.
right. Bye bye.
right, take care, dude.
Bye.
Cool.
All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, drugs have been part of this forever. Like,
Yeah.
look at, like he said, like even Woodstock, like there was terrible shit that happened at Woodstock, way worse than stuff that happens now. I mean,
It's always been part of music, and
yeah.
it's just weird that there really isn't any sort of like serious discussion. People aren't willing to like admit that.
I think the people doing drugs now are fundamentally different than the people that were doing drugs
High
at the height.
functioning druggies.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like on it's such a bro
It's
level
funny you
now.
say that.
Like the people like doing drugs at clubs 10 years ago are very different than the people that are doing drugs at festivals now.
So like Cascade
Yeah.
said, 10 years ago it was like the geeks and the people that weren't accepted, and now it's
Yeah, it's funny that you say it's the high functioning people because there was recently a death at Paradiso, which is not funny, but there was the person
was
was
it a girl?
no, it was a guy, but
Oh.
the person was on Molly, and it was like reported that he overdosed or whatever. But one of his, I think it was his cousin on Facebook, went and made a statement, and his statement basically was like, he was a smart kid, he wasn't a druggie, he didn't overdose, it was because he didn't drink enough water, which caused like a brain hemorrhage. But one of the things he said is, I just want people to know. This wasn't just some dumb kid. He had just graduated college and was on a track for a high-paying job at Boeing and had a loving family and so forth. He wasn't just some deadbeat druggie. So it's like, like the, as you called them, high-functioning,
I mean,
kids.
like one thing that has not changed is that it is, like probably a relatively normal kid who gets in way, way, way over
Right.
their heads. Like in a situation that they're like totally out of their, out of control. Like they're at a
Yeah.
fucking 3-day festival.
Yeah,
they
and you don't know what
lose
you're
their fucking
taking
mind.
is another
Yeah.
problem. I mean, like Mixmag reported recently, there was
Yeah.
like, I think it was 20, based on raids in Miami of what they considered, what they thought was Molly. Only 20% of it actually had MDMA in it, and the other 80% had a drug called I don't know. some
Fun?
other drug. Yeah.
Fun.
It's like a methylone, which is like apparently has similar effects, but is like weaker, and they don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So, sounds more dangerous to me.
That was actually a legal street drug for a while. It's called Flight 300. That was actually in upstate New York for a little bit.
Yeah. So
Do you guys-
it's
do you-
that. It's cheaper and similar effects, so you can trick people with it.
You guys remember like 3-4 years ago when like synthetic weed got really popular for like 2 seconds? Spice. I know it's still popular. It's super dangerous. That stuff can really, really like
I mean,
permanently melt your brain forever.
Salvia changed Miley Cyrus's life.
that is not at all weed.
Guy, if I got some
That's like the
oregano from the
crack of
kitchen,
hallucinogens.
I rolled up some oregano in a crepe and I smoked it, and woo, had a flavor explosion.
Why did they call it? Was it salvia? Why did they say it was salvia instead of weed? That's so much worse.
Wait, what do you?
When
what do
Miley
you
got Cyrus caught smoking weed, everyone said it was salvia.
Oh, because it wasn't illegal then.
But it's so much worse
right,
than
but
weed.
But okay, so we all agree that weed is not that bad.
But salvia is like a
But
hard
it's,
hallucinogen.
Yo, but it's illegal. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
whatever.
You can't change that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you
And
can change if it's illegal.
I'm just saying.
Certain states have changed.
Yeah, that's true. Colorado. Anyway. So basically, there's a lot of drugs still in the scene, and there always have been, and Cascade needs to just admit it.
He needs to take a page out of A-Track's book and understand that, like,
I mean, I think we can sum it up as a lot of these dudes on like the upper echelon of like EDM are to some certain extent out of touch with what's actually
out of touch.
happening on the festival floor or whatever. These guys, I mean, these guys are like essentially in like little ivory tower DJ booths that go from like festival to festival to city and don't interact with like any of the people that are at the show.
Yeah.
So I can imagine them having a skewed perception of.
I mean, I think Cascade was partially just offended that, like, because they were sort of probably implying that, like, the whole scene is stupid and no one that's in it is talented and they don't work hard. It's just a bunch of drugs,
Which is true. All of that's true.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
the drug part is true. I mean, I think people work hard, but,
That's like bullshit button.
All right.
All right.
Stop pushing buttons, Jan.
Sorry.
Well, I guess that's it for Cuff Radio today. Thanks for taking drugs with us. This has been real. Shit's about to kick in, and I'm gonna go fucking get naked and run down the street.
Yo,
I'm going to go make out with a tree.
I'm about to be on 12 cc's of Tylenol PM. See you tomorrow. What's up?
Oh fuck.
All right.
Oh sorry.
You going to play that outro track?
Yeah, that's me.
Play
All right,
that
thanks for
shit.
listening to Cuff Radio. We're out.
Cuff Radio, Tuesday nights, 11.
Yeah.